Shalom Aleichem and welcome to Online Smicha. You know that Chazal tell us, especially during the times when we are concentrating on tshuva, we put a special emphasis on tshuva, on mitzvahs that are bein adam lechaveroi, bein adam lemokim, between man and HaKadosh Baruch Hu, that you could do. And it's much easier to talk to Hashem. Hashem is everywhere. Ben Adam L'Chaveiro, you have to make sure that you get a personal relationship, a personal mechila. You have to make sure that the person forgives you before Hashem will forgive you. And that's what it says in Shulchan Aruch. So before Rosh Hashanah Yom Kippur, you can't turn to Hashem and say, I need you to give me what I am asking before you get your kapara, your mechila from the chaver that you might have disappointed or hurt in any way during the year. So I would like to share with you a Rabbeinu Yoina from Sharei Tshuva, which is a very difficult Rabbeinu Yoina to swallow. Rabbeinu Yoina in Sharei Tshuva, Shar Gimel, speaks about some form of hurting a fellow, which you might not realize. And he classifies it as an extension to a Isser min HaTorah. The Torah talks about that when somebody hires an Eved is a slave. Now, you bought him as a slave, it's yours. He's yours, you can do whatever you want. And yet the Torah says, Loisir de boy befarach. Loisir de boy befarach means you own him, you could do whatever you want legally. No. You cannot treat him cruel. You cannot overwork him. That's what the Torah says. Comes Rabbeinu Yoina, and Rabbeinu Yoina says, I want to tell you where this is an extension, perhaps not only by a slave. Listen to the words of Rabbeinu Yoina. Hamivakesh mechaveirei davar. If you will go over to your friend and ask from your friend something, and v'chaveiroi oiseyu rak mipnei hapachad, and your friend is only doing that favor to you because he's afraid of you, oy mipnei oy habusha, or he's embarrassed. If he wouldn't do it, he might get embarrassed. Oyver hamevakesh bilav deloisir debay befarach. The one who asks his friend to do something like that, you are no different than the master that's overloading a slave with work that's way too much. If you're asking your friend to do something that he's going to feel forced to do, it might not be a heavy load, but he just doesn't want to do it. He's doing it out of fear, out of embarrassment. That's the Isser of Loisir de Boy Befarach. And so many, Rabbeinu Yoina says, Lo yishtabed adam bechaveiroi, a person shouldn't make people feel bad, enslave people. Imei maseh aleim, to try to, if you have a position of fear over people, don't do things, don't ask people for favors, because people don't really want to do what you're asking them. They're doing it out of fear. They're doing it out of force. It's an act of loisir de boy befarach. And some poskim from today quote this Rabbeinu Yoina, and they're questioning it, because after all, the Torah of loisir de boy befarach was talking about an Eved Ivri. Rabbeinu Yoina extends this not by an Eved. He goes to a regular person, or me and you, where I'm just asking you to do something, and you have your free choice. Eved, he has no choice really. I own him. And yet, over there, even though I own him, we say, don't overload him. Don't give him more than I could do whatever I want. I have the legal rights. Don't. But you and me and you, which you could always say no. And nevertheless, even there, Rabbeinu Yoina says that's a problem. That's a big chiddush. So some poskim of today say that there were people, we find that in yeshivas today, there was even a yeshiva. I found that, one second, there was somebody that in a yeshiva and in a shul that put up a sign that said that anybody who uses a sefer and doesn't put the sefer back to its right position, to right shelf, you should know you're being over in a lav. What lav? Loisir de boy befarach. How are you being over in that lav? The person putting away the svarim for you is Nebuch being forced to do it on your behalf, and he doesn't want to do it. Now, not necessarily, maybe that's his job, he's getting paid to do that, but he's being forced. Somebody is Nebuch going to do something because you didn't do it. Just to show you how the little things, the menschlichkeit, something that you see that bein adam lechaveiroi, you might be cheap. You might adam aveira shadam dash ba'kavav. Just a loose thing like that. Rabbeinu Yoina attaches it to our Isser Deiraisa. And we have to be careful, especially in the times of Chodesh Elul, and we're looking for kapara, for tshuva, on all these little stuff.